You stupid maid! Are you blind? Gosh, look what you've done. My dry cleaning's coming out of your salary. Just then, Liam walked into the room angrily. But before he could say anything, his mom signaled him to stop. She immediately apologized to James, and Mom told her to go. As James went away to change, I wish I'd said something, but I didn't want to make a bigger scene. And later, I took him out reluctantly to show him around the city. As we were walking down a street after dinner, he suddenly took my hand. Katniss, I had a great time with you today. How about we end this beautiful night with a kiss? No, thank you. Ah, what happened to your face, weirdo? My face was all red because I was so mad, and I slapped him. This was the worst evening of my life, you moron! Stay away from me! Later that night when I reached home, Liam was nowhere to be seen, and I knew where I'd find him. The garden. Hey, what are you doing here by yourself? Oh, you're back from your date with the jerk. I would have punched his face if Mom hadn't stopped me. So what, is he your boyfriend now? Oh, I don't think he'll want me after the slap I gave him. What? Did he say something to you? Are you okay? I'm fine, and I should have slapped him earlier when he talked to your mom like that. By the way, you look cute when you're jealous. Jealous? Who said I was jealous? I turned towards him and he gave me a big smile, and I couldn't help but kiss him. It was my first kiss, and it felt amazing. A couple of days later, I went into Mom's room to ask her something, but I found her looking really worried. What's wrong, Mom? Oh, honey, one of the heirloom necklaces that I wear at this fundraising event every year is missing. What? We should call the police immediately. I've already informed the police, and I'm having the guards look into it too, honey. The necklace had been in our family for generations, and it was freaking expensive. Mom had the security team looking into the CCTV footage, and it turned out that Liam was the one who'd entered and left Mom's room late at night. No, it couldn't be. When the guards went and searched Liam's and Mom's room, they found the necklace in one of the drawers. Liam, you stole my mom's necklace? Katniss, are you calling me a thief? How could you even think that? I didn't steal anything. Then how do you explain this necklace here? If you needed money, you could have just... I can't believe you turned out to be like all those other rich brats who don't trust me just because I'm poor. What? How could you? That's enough, boy. Katniss, honey, you go back to your room. I couldn't believe he had the nerve to talk to me like that after what he did. I stormed back to my room. I didn't want to talk to him ever again. Only my wish came true. Mom told me that evening that Liam and his mom had confessed to their crime. Since Mom had the necklace back, she called off the police, but she fired them. They were gone. Of course Mom had to do that, but I felt devastated. The next few days, I didn't feel like doing anything, except staying in bed and watching MSA videos. Mom came in and tried her best to cheer me up. Oh, sweetie, I can't see you like this. Do you want to go on vacation or go shopping? No, Mom, I'm fine. Summer break was almost over, and I decided I wasn't spending any more time moping over that loser. I was really gonna focus on my studies in the last year of high school. But as soon as I entered my class, I bumped into this new girl who shouted, "Watch where you're going, moron!" Excuse me, watch your mouth first. She scanned me from top to bottom and then pushed me. I was about to push her back when I heard a familiar voice from behind. Stay away from her. I turned around and saw Liam walk towards me. I was certain he'd left the school. I don't need you to take my side. But he just walked past me and went up to that girl. Are you okay, Josie? What, the dancing ducks? He was worried about this new weirdo and not me? Oh, Liam, she attacked me. I didn't. She's lying. Just because you're super rich doesn't mean you can treat everyone like dirt. What? You don't even know what happened here. Just stay away from me and my friends. As if I want to be close to you. And who's this friend? And what are you even doing here? In case you forgot, pretty smart. And I applied for a scholarship, and I don't have to answer your questions. He took Josie's hand and stormed off. Gosh, he really had a lot of attitude for a thief. I could feel my face turning crazy red with anger, and I quickly ran off to the washroom to cool off. This whole year was just gonna be awful. I avoided them completely, but seeing that stupid Josie clinging to Liam all the time somehow made my blood boil. A few weeks later, our teacher announced a school trip to a fancy skiing resort, and everyone had to pay $500 for it. As the bell rang and everyone left, Liam walked up to the teacher and said, "Ma'am, I won't be able to go on the trip because walked out. I have a favor to ask, ma'am. Would it be okay if I paid for Liam's trip? But you can't tell him, please. Just tell him that the school decided to take all the kids for free. She agreed to do that, and I was so happy when I saw her talking to Liam separately the next day. And his face lit up. On the day of the trip, we were all in the school bus when I heard Liam say to Josie, "Isn't it really cool that the school made this trip free for everyone?" Free? What are you talking about? I paid $500 for it. Yeah, we all did. What do you mean, man? Liam looked shocked, and then his eyes met mine. Oh God, he caught me.
No, I didn't mean that. I think some snacks on the trip are free.
And when we got to the resort, he immediately pulled me aside and turned to me angrily.
Why did you pay for my trip? And don't even try to deny it. I know you did it.
Okay, yeah, I did. What's the big deal?
I don't want anyone's charity, especially from someone like you.
What's that supposed to mean? Someone like me? Why are you acting like you don't know me?
I don't know you. You're not who I thought you were.
Oh, yeah? You neither.
I walked past him with angry tears.
Why had I even bothered? A few days later, there was a dance in school for all the high school students. And my mood instantly turned sour seeing Josie pull Liam onto the dance floor and wrap her arms around him. I was so annoyed that I picked a random guy and pulled him to the dance floor too.
Whoa.
The entire time, I could see Liam glaring at me every time I inched closer to that guy. Perfect. But this guy was starting to get a little too comfy, so I pushed him away and walked out. But he followed me outside.
Come on. What's the rush, baby girl? We're not done dancing yet.
Yes, we are. Can you please back off? But he didn't, so I kicked him hard in the knee. Just then, Liam came from behind and punched him.
How dare you try to touch her, you moron?
I pulled Liam away before he could hurt him anymore, and the guy ran for his life.
You had to pick the biggest sleazeball to dance with.
What's your problem? Go cling on to your girlfriend.
She's not my girlfriend, Katniss. Why can't you be more responsible?
Why do you care? You've been nothing but mean to me since I got here.
Because I'm mad at you. It doesn't mean I don't care. I just can't forgive you because you called me a thief.
Yeah, because you stole my mom's necklace. I saw you on the CCTV.
CCTV? What are you talking about?
I saw you leaving my mom's room the night before on the CCTV camera, and they found the necklace in your room.
What? I went there because your mom... Mom called me to discuss your birthday surprise. I have no idea how the necklace got into my room.
What? Mom called you? So why did you confess to the crime if you were innocent?
Confess? No, we didn't. Your mom threatened to throw us in jail if we didn't leave immediately. So we did.
What? Was he telling the truth? Why did Mom do that? I had to find out the truth. When I got home, I went straight to the most trusted maid we had and asked her what really happened. She reluctantly confirmed what Liam had already told me. He and his mom had never admitted they stole the necklace, and Mom had simply made them leave. I went straight to Mom's room.
Oh, honey, you're home.
How about, is it true that you called Liam into your room the night before the necklace went missing?
What? Who said that?
And they never admitted to stealing the necklace, but you said they did. I want to know the truth, Mom. Please, no more lies. The look on her face suddenly changed as she fell back into her chair. Yes, I did. I did all of that to keep you away from Liam. That's why I introduced you to James, but even that didn't work. When I saw you kissing Liam, I had to do something drastic. I just didn't want you to suffer like I did. Suffer? Like you? What are you talking about? Your father was the son of my dad's driver, and I was so madly in love with him. But soon after I told your dad I was pregnant with you, he ran away with all the money and jewelry in the house. I didn't want you to end up like me. These poor people are all the same. That's so unfair, Mom. I'm sorry about what you went through, but what you did to Liam and his mom was terrible. They're good people who didn't deserve any of it. I'm not gonna forgive you for that.
Katniss, please don't say that. I did it because I love you, honey.
Well, you don't make people suffer when you love them, Mom. I shut myself up in my room, refusing to open the door for Mom. And the next day at school, I spotted Liam on his way to class, and I ran to him and hugged him. Oh, Liam, I'm so sorry.
Katniss, what happened?
I'm just so sorry. I should have trusted you. And then I broke down and told him everything. I thought he'd be so mad, but he just hugged me.
It's okay, Katniss. It's not your fault. What your mom did was awful, but maybe I'll be able to forgive her one day. And you will too. Let's put it behind us, because I've really missed you.
I've missed you too, Liam.
Let me start making up for lost time.
Hi, I'm Mariam from London. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my parents and my grandma on my dad's side. Grandma was a millionaire, so we lived in a mansion with a pool and even a tennis court. But Grandma was also the meanest lady on the planet, except to me. When Mom made dinner, everything tasted wrong. I've never eaten rice this overcooked. I might as well eat bleach for dinner. But one time, I made Grandma a mustard sandwich and she was blown away. Look at you, already cooking at 10 years old. My granddaughter is the smartest girl on the planet. Grandma also showered me with expensive gifts, constantly. One time, I helped Dad clean the floors, and Grandma bought me a TV for my room. Look at you doing your chores. This is what you get for being an angel, darling. Grandma scolded Mom and Dad for not spoiling me the way she did. Mariam had a fever yesterday. You two cheapskates couldn't hire a singer or a boy band to entertain her. Even though she was a jerk to everyone around her, I loved being Grandma's little gem. Whenever my parents got mad at me, I had my grandma to hide behind. What is this D on your biology test, Mariam? Grandma, Mom's yelling at me. How dare you put that kind of pressure on Mariam? Sweetie, you don't have to study if you don't want to. My parents really wanted me to become a doctor when I grew up. They would get me all sorts of medical toys, but all I was ever interested in was paints, clays, and brushes. I often imagined myself as a famous painter and pretended to take a veil off a painting I made. Everyone would tell me I was the next Picasso, and I'd say, "Oh, you're all too kind." One day in 9th grade, I decided to sign up for a painting class, but my dumb parents said I had to take chemistry.
It's time you start taking school seriously, young lady.
We've had enough of your art nonsense. That was it. I opened my mouth and started to scream. My voice should have shattered the windows. Mom and Dad covered their ears. What is the matter with you? Are you a toddler?
I think I lost my hearing.
Grandma! Grandma! They're being so mean to me. I don't want to take biology. I want to paint. You two should be ashamed of yourselves. Mariam is obviously an art prodigy and should be painting as much as she wants. We'll compromise then. You will take biology class, but we'll hire a tutor to give you private art lessons. Really? Oh, thank you so much. I knew I was being a little bratty, but if I could take private art lessons, so be it. My art tutor turned out to be a girl from my school. Her name was Layla, and she was in the 11th grade. And I didn't mind having her for my art tutor at all. She was one of the most popular girls in school and looked like a supermodel. I'd always heard about her, but I never got to talk to her before. I'm gonna help you become one of the greatest painters. Soon, you won't even need to go to school anymore. I sure hope you're right. I didn't know you were an artist, Layla. No one ever said anything. Nobody really knows me at all, really. They think I'm only popular because of how I look. But I don't have any real friends. Layla and I spent an hour painting and talking, and Layla was right. She wasn't like most popular girls at all. In fact, she was a little weird. One time, I decided to paint my entire face green, just to see what it would look like. All right then, so I guess we're done for today? Actually, I wanted to ask you something. My parents are on vacation for like 6 months, so I'm all alone in my house. Can I stay at your place? I'll help out around the house and give you triple the art lessons. Triple the art lessons? I was gonna make sure Layla could live with us. Oh, for sure. I just gotta talk to my grandma. But my parents happen to be in the same room as Grandma, and they wouldn't have it. Some stranger living in our home? Are you crazy? Might as well invite a robber to live with us. You guys are so unfair. She said she's gonna give me triple the art lessons. Grandma, tell my parents to stop being jerks. Miriam's right. You two are heartless people. Not letting a friend of Miriam's into our home. Not letting her follow her dreams. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I knew then Layla was gonna stay with us for as long as I wanted her to. But as time passed, I didn't just do art with Layla. I also talked to her for hours. Miriam, how come your grandma's such a bully? She's a bully to everyone, but not to me. Don't you worry one day she'll bully you too? No, Grandma loves me. You know, you're kinda naive, Miriam. Sort of like a kid. I am not. No, it's a good thing. I wish I was more like that. Layla said the most confusing things, but I loved every moment I spent with her. Even at school, being with Layla was an adventure. She would do the weirdest things. Miriam, come with us to the boys' bathroom. We're gonna tape anonymous love letters on the wall. Are you crazy? Why? 'Cause it'll drive them crazy. When no one was looking, Layla leaned over to me and whispered, "Consider this your most important art lesson. How to win over the boy you love." But I don't like any boys. Or maybe boys don't like you. You're too… I don't know what the word is. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know. Boys just maybe aren't into you. Like I said, you're kinda young for your age. Layla taped her anonymous love letter to the wall and left me inside the boys' bathroom. I was mad after Layla said that. I even refused to talk to her after school. Come on, Miriam. Don't be so sensitive. I didn't mean anything by it. You insulted me. Maybe you are just another mean, popular girl. I'm sorry, you're right. Sometimes I say stupid things. Sometimes I think there's something wrong with me. What do you mean? Layla didn't answer. Instead, she took me to this gorgeous hiking trail to paint. I forgot all about our conversation. Layla, when will I be the world's best painter and be able to quit school? It doesn't work like that, silly. I was kidding when I said that. Maybe you'll never be a great painter. You don't think I'll ever be a great painter? I don't know, really. But did you know that you're the best student I ever had? Maybe you won't be a famous painter, but you'll be a famous something. Why was Layla always speaking in these weird riddles? And even though she was a mystery, I felt closer to Layla than I'd ever felt to anyone. Then, 10 months later, Grandma started picking on Layla one day. It was totally out of the blue at dinner time. "Dear, I assume your parents are successful painters?" No, ma'am. It's just me who likes to paint. My parents are doctors. But like I said, now they're on vacation. On vacation for almost a year. And you haven't displayed your paintings in galleries, started a business, and made something of yourself? Ma'am, I'm only 17. By the time I was 17, I was already starting my own startup. You're a freeloader is what you are. Grandma? Excuse me, but I think I'll go to my room now. I watched Layla get up from the table as her eyes filled with tears. Why was Grandma being so cruel all of a sudden? I was used to her bullying my parents, but Layla? I could barely stand it. I jumped up to follow Layla. Layla, wait! Don't take what Grandma said to heart. I told you, she can be mean sometimes. Your grandma's right, Miriam. I have to tell you something. What is it? I lied before. My parents aren't on a trip. The truth is, I'm homeless. After my parents died, I tried going to an orphanage, but they didn't take care of me, so I ran away and started stealing food and clothes. Then I got caught and got arrested. No foster parents want a girl with a criminal record. I've been living on the streets. So far, I've been able to keep it a secret at our school, but I'm worried one day I'll find out. Oh, Layla, I had no idea. Listen, if I tell Grandma about your situation, she'll understand. She always agrees with whatever I say, no matter what. But when I told Grandma Layla's story, her face turned white with anger. She looked like a statue. I want her out of my house, Miriam. I can't believe I ever agreed to let a filthy child criminal into my home. She leaves today, and I'm calling the police. Grandma, you can't do that. It wasn't her fault. I want her to stay here and teach me art. She's the bestest friend I've ever had. And for the first time ever, Grandma turned her anger on me.
You don't know what you're saying, Miriam. You're just a silly child. Layla leaves my house today. Like it or not.
Then, something inside me burst. Grandma, I've had enough of your cruelty. You bully everyone around you, and I'm sick of it. You have no idea what Layla's gone through, and you have no idea what she means to me. Without waiting a split second, I ran back to my bedroom to find Layla, but she wasn't there. Where had she gone? All of a sudden, I saw Layla outside the window with a backpack. She was walking farther and farther away from our house. I dashed outside. Layla, where are you going? Layla just ignored me and kept walking. I ran up to her and grabbed her arm. Layla, please don't leave. You were right about Grandma. She is a bully, and I finally stood up to her. I don't care about what she wants. I care about you. Miriam, I think you better forget about me. It's for the best. What do you mean? I could never forget about you. You're not my family, Miriam. I don't have any family. Nobody loves me. I'm just your art teacher. That's all I ever was. Before I could say another word, Layla left. I tried chasing her. I never knew someone could run so fast. But after miles of sprinting, I collapsed on the ground and I burst into tears. I didn't get home until midnight. Grandma and my parents stood in the living room next to our giant, fancy fireplace. Grandma's eyes looked like they were on fire.
You spoiled, awful child. Yelling at me and then vanishing out into the night? I should have you locked up in jail. Okay, let's go easy. She made a mistake. She's still your sweet Miriam, isn't she? She was my sweet Miriam. That was before she became friends with a dirty homeless and spoke back to me. And if she keeps painting, she'll be a dirty homeless too.
I don't care what you say, Grandma. I am going to keep painting, even if I do end up poor.
Why don't you show me a few of your paintings then,
I will. I'm really good. In my room, I grabbed every painting of mine I could find. Grandma was going to see. Here, look at how many paintings I've done. And you know what? I'm proud of them.
Wow, honey, we didn't know you did that many.
They look beautiful.
Oh, darling. Let me see.
Then suddenly, Grandma tossed my paintings into our giant fireplace. No!
Mom, how could you?
I threw myself on the floor and cried harder than ever. My beautiful paintings were gone, and Layla was gone. That's it. That was the last straw.
We're moving out of your mansion. We're tired of your cruelty. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. You can't live without my fancy riches.
But the very next week, my parents and I packed up our stuff and moved into a new place. It was smaller, and it didn't have a tennis court. And I still couldn't stop thinking about Layla and where she could be. Then one day, I found a letter taped to my window. It was signed with Layla's name. Meet me at our hiking trail. I took the very next bus to our trail and tried calling Layla's name, but there was no answer. Then suddenly, who should I see but Grandma? Grandma, what on earth are you doing here?
Darling, I wrote the note taped to your window. I was afraid you wouldn't come to meet me otherwise, and I remembered this was your favorite place to come with Layla.
You mean Layla isn't here? I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to her.
Sweetie, I'll do anything to help you find her. But first, I want to apologize for being so awful to you and burning your paintings.
I love you, sweetheart. Grandma started to cry and came over to hug me. I've been a bully your whole life, to your parents and now to you. After I saw your face when I burned your paintings, I realized I wanted to change. I love you, Miriam. I love you too, Grandma, but it's gonna take me some time to forgive you.
I understand. I don't expect you to ever forgive me, but know that I'm here. And my house is always open to you. And if you do ever find Layla again, you both can move back in with me. I'll adopt her.
Grandma left at that moment, and I stood in the middle of the hiking trail. And then suddenly, I saw Layla sitting on top of a rock. Layla! But as soon as Layla saw me, she started to run up the hiking trail. I chased her as fast as I could, but she was just running and climbing higher. Please, wait up! Go away, Miriam! Layla, please! Don't run away from me. I raced up the hiking trail and tried to catch up with Layla, but she was so far ahead of me, I couldn't even see her. Suddenly, I heard a loud cry from above. I looked up to see Layla stuck between two rocks. She looked like she was ready to fall. Please, someone help me. Layla, I'm here, hang on. I rushed to Layla as fast as I could and tried to pull her up, but she wouldn't budge. My hand is slipping. Do something. I grabbed Layla with all my might, and she was finally free. Layla and I fell on top of each other and started laughing. But suddenly, Layla looked at me. Miriam, you're all scratched up. It's fine, Layla, I don't care. What matters to me is that you're okay. I couldn't live without you. Really? I mean that much to you? Yes. You're the most amazing friend and teacher I've ever had. I used to be so bratty and babyish. I had my grandma to run my whole life. But you've changed me. Even though we're not related by blood, you are my family. Do you really mean that? Yes. Layla, I talked to my grandma. She apologized for everything, and she said if I ever found you, she'd adopt you. Oh, Miriam, that's the best news I've ever heard. We'll paint up here every day. I'll teach you everything. We will, even if we're never famous. I'll always keep painting with you. I love you, Layla. I love you too. Hi friends, my name is Rose and I'm from LA. I used to live in a tiny apartment with my dad, but he wanted to give me everything in the world. Sweetheart, I promise you, I'll give you the world. You'll have everything that I didn't have in my childhood. I will make you so happy. But Daddy, I am so happy. See? Dad fulfilled his promise and worked hard. He became one of the most successful businessmen in the country, and I couldn't be prouder. Dad loved spoiling me. He'd get me all the latest gadgets, collectible Barbies, and I even had a theme park inside our mansion. I had everything and lived the life of a princess. But there was just one thing missing, my mom. Ever since I was a little girl, I was so curious about my mom. And whenever I'd ask him about her, he'd tell me how it was her loss that she left us. On my 5th birthday, Dad threw us the most lavish party ever. He went totally overboard and had ponies and even had hot air balloons. I was having a wonderful time with my friends. But when I was in the jumping castle, a kid was being super pesky and would keep bumping into others. But when he pushed me, I pushed him back, and he ended up falling out of the jumping castle. In an instant, his mom came running and hugged him so tight. Oh my God, my dear, are you hurt? She then glared at me and said, if your mom hadn't left you, maybe she could have taught you some manners. I felt so crushed. Even though it was that kid's fault and he wasn't hurt bad, his mom was so worried. She so lovingly swept him into her arms and left. It was at that moment I realized that leaving me was not my mom's loss, but mine. And then I ended up throwing the worst tantrum ever. When Dad brought my giant cake out, I kicked the table. I don't want this. I want my mommy. Daddy, give me my mommy. Everyone was stunned to see me acting out, and then the party was over. Later, when Dad came to tuck me into bed, he gave me a gift. I wanted to give you this when you were older, but I know you need it now. It was a locket with a picture of my mom. It was the first time I was seeing her picture, and it made me so happy. Every night, I kissed her picture and to find her someday. Mommy, one day when I grow up, promise I'll find you and I'll be so good, you'll love me. Mwah. One time I was at school and we were going for swimming lessons. The teacher asked everyone to remove any watches and jewelry we were wearing, but I just couldn't remove Mom's locket. Teacher, can I keep my locket on, please? Why? It's the only everything I have of my mom. I never take it off. Hearing this, the teacher squeezed me into a hug, and all the kids looked at me with such sad eyes. Oh, I am so sorry, Rose. I didn't know. My heart aches for you. Sweetie, you can keep wearing that locket. After that day, everyone seemed kind of extra nice to me. In class, they'd offer me the best seat. During lunch, everyone wanted to sit with me and would even share their lunch with me.
Rose, try this. My mom made it for you, specially for you. When I told her about your mom, she so wanted to cook this for you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Even in class, the teachers were extra sweet to me. One time we were having a test and I just coughed, and my teacher went all emotional on me, saying that I didn't need to take the test. Okay, that was awesome, because I wasn't prepared. With a smile, I left the class. But during lunchtime, Natalie came over to me. She was like the meanest girl in our school.
Rose, don't you get sick of your sob story? Every time it's, I don't have a mommy. Always taking sympathy from teachers and other kids. You're such a drama queen. No wonder your mommy ran away from you.
God, her words made my blood boil, but it also hurt me so much. I felt I would start crying, but just then someone spoke. It was Oscar. He was the scholarship student at our school. Come on, Natalie. You have your entire life to be a jerk. Why not take off today? Leave her alone. Natalie just rolled her eyes and checked her nails.
You know, Oscar, you and Rose, you're both pretty much alike. She uses her mommy story, and you use your, oh, I'm so poor story, so people will have pity on you. So pathetic.
That did it. I never wanted anyone's sympathy or pity. Without even thinking twice, I grabbed Natalie's hair and then she did too. We both were fighting like crazy. Later, we were taken to the principal's office. I was expecting to get detention, but she only punished Natalie, and that really pissed me off.
Why didn't I get punishment?
I also pulled her hair. Rose, we know you're a good student. Natalie has had many complaints against her. It's time she faces the consequences of her actions. I am going to expel her. Whoa! I knew the principal was taking pity on me. I stormed out of the office, but was totally surprised to see how many kids gathered outside looking at me with gooey eyes. Is everything all right? Why are you guys looking at me so weirdly? Weirdly? Rose, it's pure adoration. You saved us. You're like the first girl to show Natalie her place. It was so cool. The look on her face, felt like a cherry on top of a cake. Okay, I sure wasn't expecting this. After that day, Oscar would follow me around everywhere. Not just Oscar, but so many other kids too. They treated me like some sort of leader. And I was in no way a leader. All the time I would be getting praises and compliments, and it was kind of getting on my nerves.
Oh, Rose, your skin, it's so beautiful. Rose, can you teach me how you solve that math equation? I know you study smart instead of studying hard. I so want to be like you.
Since I liked music, there was one time in art class, I was just humming a song when all of a sudden, Oscar put me in the spotlight. OMG, that was the sweetest voice I have ever heard. Come on, guys, let's hear it from Rose. No, zip it, Oscar. But then everyone started chanting my name like I was some pop star, even the teachers. Mustering all my courage, I sang, and everyone clapped so loud for me. Okay, that was weird, because I was just a normal singer. Nothing extraordinary, but everyone treated me as if I was something special. As if things couldn't get any weirder, my classmates chose me as the class president. The surprising thing was that I never participated. I didn't have any clue how to be a class president, but Oscar was there for me. Turned out he was a really nice guy and helped me every step of the way. Oscar and I became best friends. The guy was totally my support system, always there for me. When we were in high school, Oscar started working in a cafe as a barista, and I loved hanging out there. One time when I was at the cafe, Oscar made his signature coffee for me. But just then, I saw someone enter the cafe, and I dropped the cup. It was Mom. I could recognize her face in a million faces. She had 2 kids with her, and the moment Oscar saw her, he greeted her and called her Emily. I felt like my whole world was standing still. I came out of my stupor when I saw one of her kids run out of the shop, and that's when I bolted. Hey, stop! Get back in! The kid just stuck out his tongue at me and was about to run on the road, but thank God I lunged forward. I grabbed his shirt and pulled him back, and right then a truck passed by. That was close, really close. Right then, Mom came out and thanked me. Oh my God, thank you so much. You saved my baby. You're an angel. No problem. I just turned to leave, but Mom grabbed my shoulder. I thought she'd recognize me, but it was something else. So, you work here? You seem like someone who can handle kids. Can you babysit my boys? I'll give you a letter of recommendation once you're done. I'll pay you well, too. Oh my God, how could I say no to that? I instantly agreed. I started working at Mom's place, and it had been 3 days, and I totally loved it. She lived in a big mansion, but that was nothing compared to where Dad and I lived. I was pretty amazed to see Mom's life. She loved makeup and posted her videos on Instagram, and her husband seemed like a nice guy and really loved her. Every night before leaving, I would see Mom tucking the twins in bed. She would snuggle them and shower them with kisses. It was adorable, but it always made me feel a tad bit jealous. In a few weeks, the twins and I started to get along just fine, and Mom was so happy, telling me how they never liked babysitters but had started to love me. Why wouldn't they? I was their big sister. There was one time Mom had to go out, and when she returned, I was totally drained, and she felt bad for me. Oh, honey, I am so sorry I got late today. I'll pay you extra today. And what have the twins done to your hair? Come on, I'll give you a makeover. Have you looking like a supermodel. Makeover? Wow, I would love that. Mom then put on some light makeup and did my hair just like she did hers. But once she was done, she looked at me so shocked. I wondered why, and looking at my reflection in the mirror, I knew the answer. I looked just like her. I wish she would notice how much we were alike. Notice me. Wow, you are a very pretty girl, just like you. I mean, of course, you did my makeup and hairstyle like yours. So that's why I look so pretty. Perhaps. But girl, you are a natural beauty. After that day, I felt like Mom's eyes were constantly on me. Every time I'd be doing something with the twins, I would catch her staring at me, and then she'd look away. I knew something was on her mind, but she never said anything. There was one time when Mom was making PB&J's sandwiches for the twins and offered me one too. PB&J makes me puke. No way. Really? Same. I hate them too. I didn't realize we're so much alike. Yeah, perhaps. Mom looked at me for a few seconds and then blurted, "Rose, what's your father's name?" My heart started to beat so fast. Finally, she had realized who I was, but just as I opened my mouth, Mom's husband stepped in and kissed her, and I decided to talk to her later. But later that night, I heard noises from Mom's room. I was so worried and went upstairs, but what I heard broke my heart. Mom and her husband were arguing about Mom's first daughter, me. You're telling me this now, after all these years? You deceived me. I was so young when I had her, but now things are different. I know I made a mistake. Yes, a mistake. Mistakes are meant to be forgotten. Just forget her and focus on the now. Your family, your husband, and your boys. At that moment, I realized what I was doing. Mom was happy. She had the perfect life, the perfect family, the perfect husband, and I was ruining it, all for my own selfish reasons. I just ran out of the house, and thank God Oscar was waiting for me outside. I instantly hugged him and told him everything. I just want to leave her alone. I can't do this. I can't shatter her perfect life. But she is your mom, too. It's your right to confront her. Forget about it. Let's go home. That day when I went home, I gave Dad a tight hug. He truly was my world. I decided to get out of Mom's life and let her be, so I started to avoid her calls. She texted me and wanted me to come to her house, but I refused and messaged her how I had a new job. But a week later, something strange happened. I was in my room when I heard Mom's voice. She was calling my name, and I came running down the stairs and was so shocked to see her. Dad and I both stood stunned, and then Mom came running and swept me into her arms. Oh my God, I knew it. It's really you, my daughter, my Rose. That day, I wanted to talk to you, but you left. Rose, I am so sorry. So sorry for my mistakes. Why did you leave without talking to me? Because I am a mistake. Mistakes are meant to be forgotten. Oh, darling, please forgive me. I was a fool for thinking so. You are my strength. You are the person who made me a mother. It was foolish of me to abandon you, but I promise, even if I had to fight against the world, I'll never leave your side. I love you so much. I love you too, Mom. I love you so much.
The holidays start here at Kroger with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. Whether you're making a traditional roasted turkey or spicy turkey tacos, your go-to shrimp cocktail, or your first Cajun risotto, Kroger has all the freshest ingredients to embrace your traditions. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hi, I'm Jules from Arizona, and I have the most opposite parents ever. But that's not why I'm telling you this story. If you want to know more, please like and subscribe to MSA. My mom was a lawyer who worked long hours for a multinational company, and Dad was a broke, stay-at-home artist with a wild imagination. He'd spend hours telling me stories about random superheroes, which Mom thought was a waste of time. On my 10th birthday, Dad threw me a huge superhero party, and everyone was asked to dress in costumes. We've got a costume for you, too. Ugh, really? Wonder Woman? The guests are gonna be here soon. I can't wear this junk.
But Mom, I stayed up all night to pick that outfit for you.
Well then, sweetie, you obviously need to make better choices in life, which you won't if you continue sticking with your dad. What's the matter with you? It's her birthday. Why can't you loosen up a bit? And why can't you be like an adult? Ugh, I'm so tired of this. I need a break. With that, Mom simply tossed the costume aside and left. As time went by, I became more like Dad. I loved art and painting. Life was good, except when I turned 16, Mom asked Dad for a divorce. He tried convincing her otherwise, but she was set. Since Dad was struggling to find a job, Mom won full custody, and I had to move with her to a new city. Mom tried her best, but she had no idea how to take care of me. Eventually, she found a new boyfriend, a bigger house, and a new cook, and that was the end of her efforts. I started school soon, and on my first day, even though the kids were cool, I just wanted to be left alone. So I went to the school garden and had taken out my sketchbook when this girl in a chicken costume flew past me and hid behind a huge tree. And soon after, a group of girls followed. Have you seen a headless chicken running around here somewhere? Chicken? Here? Nah, maybe try the poultry farm? The girls just pouted and walked away, and I went behind the tree to see the girl in the chicken costume crouching. Hey, they're gone. Are you okay? Who are those people?
Oh, just some bullies. I'm in the school play. Well, not technically, because I could never act in front of people. But anyway, I was just trying out the costumes, and they spotted me, and now they're after me to lay an egg. How can I lay an egg? I'm not a real chicken. I'm Maggie, by the way.
Jules, and I think your costume is cool. My dad and I dressed up as superheroes all the time. Maggie and I were quick to become friends. She was a bit introverted and hardly spoke to anyone in school, but when we were alone, Maggie was a totally different person. She would dance, sing, and had some of the best jokes to crack. It was fun to be around her, and with time, Maggie and I got closer. When we turned 17, I started getting a lot of attention from boys, but every time someone asked me out, Maggie would talk me out of it.
Heck no. He applies too much gel on his eyebrows. Such a loser.
I think his eyebrows are just naturally thick.
Nope, he smells like horse poop.
But he's so cute.
Yeah, so?
You deserve better. I didn't think much of it at the time. Maggie was only looking out for me. But then this new guy, Charlie, joined our school, and boy, was he a stunner. Charlie and I hit it off instantly and bonded over our love for art. We started hanging out, and when he asked me out, it was an easy yes for me. On our first date, Charlie decided to take me to this really fancy place downtown. I was more than excited. We were having the best time when suddenly Maggie popped up out of nowhere.
Oh, hey guys, what a surprise!
What are you doing here?
I was just here to get their snail croissant. Oh, they're the best in town. Anyway, now that I'm here, maybe I should just join you guys for dinner. That's of course if Charlie doesn't mind. You know, right? Perfect. You know, Charlie, I never thought Jules would find anyone.
Not after she found out she farts when she's nervous. I do what?
It's okay, babe. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have our ups and downs.
You have more than what a normal person does.
Like the time you pooped your pants because you ate
Too many burgers before a roller coaster ride?
Or like that you shaved your head when it was too hot and...
Okay, that's enough. She's just kidding. I don't do that. Tell him.
Yes, I was just turning around to tell him. Didn't you see me turning around? Yes, tell him now. Like I was literally turning around and about to tell him. Stop telling me to tell him. It sounds like an order and that I have to obey you. Charlie, I was turning around to your side. You saw that, right? Just tell him, Maggie. Now you said my name, so it's officially an order. Fine. Yeah, I was totally kidding. I'm not. Oh, look at the time. My croissants must be ready. Enjoy your date. So nice to meet you.
Maggie left soon after, but the damage was done.
Charlie looked visibly disgusted, and the next day in school, he told everyone that I was a weirdo with a thing for shaved heads and farts. Everyone looked at me like a crazy person. It was so embarrassing, and I only had one person to blame, Maggie. But where the heck was she anyway?
I tried calling her, but she didn't answer, so I searched the school for her and finally found her hiding in one of the bathrooms. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, Jules! Hey! I was just cleaning some spider webs. What's up?
What's up is that the whole school is laughing at me after what you said on the date. Why would you do that?
Charlie is a knucklehead, okay? I said all those things because I wanted to see how he'd react, and look, he acted like a jerk. That's a sign. He doesn't deserve you. Stop it, Maggie.
No one is ever good enough for me according to you. I'm so done with this. Just go and tell everyone that you made everything up. Maggie did end up telling Charlie that she lied, but obviously he didn't believe her, and no boy in school ever asked me out again. I was so mad at her. I refused to meet her or even take her calls, even though she kept apologizing. It was frustrating. I had no one to share my feelings with, so I picked up painting again to distract myself and even applied to a few prestigious art colleges. One evening, I was wrapping up an application form when someone knocked on my door. Maggie, what do you want?
I love your stares. They're powerful and impressive, and a step above the rest.
Are you seriously gonna sulk all your life? I said I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
Okay, then I'm saying it now. I'm sorry, Jules. I went a bit overboard, but honestly, I was just looking out for you. Can we start fresh? Pretty please? We're best friends. I'll think about it, but you better behave yourself.
I promise.
And Maggie stayed true to her word. A week later, I got accepted to one of the best colleges in the city, and Maggie volunteered to help me set up my room. We were almost done when this gorgeous girl walked in.
Where do you think you're going?
To my room? Wait, are you my new roommate? Nope, that'd be me. Oh, thank God. I thought I'd have to spend the next 2 years with this weirdo. I'm Alice, by the way. Jules.
And I'm Maggie.
Good to know. Alice was the professor's daughter and was hands down the prettiest girl I'd ever seen. Apart from being a great artist, she was also the lead singer in one of the college bands, and one night she asked me if I wanted to join her at one of her performances. We got to talking, and Alice was really charming, fun, and intelligent. I loved being around Alice, except Maggie kept demanding me to hang out with her.
We should catch the new Avengers movie.
I kinda saw it last night with Alice.
What about an MSA video marathon then? I haven't done one of those in a while.
I don't think so. Alice and I have this project to work on, and
Alice! I am tired of listening to her name. I just met the girl.
And I like her. She's my friend.
Sounds like more than friends to me.
I didn't know what Maggie meant by that, but a few days later, I was at one of Alice's shows when Maggie walked in. You didn't tell me you were coming.
Well, since you won't hang out with me, thought I'd come to you. Why? Are you not happy?
Before I could say another word, the performance started, and as always, Alice blew my mind. Watching her on stage was always amazing, but something in my heart jumped when she blew a kiss at me while singing.
Ew, that was so cringe. Stop blushing like a moron, Jules. And what's the whole hype about this Alice? She literally sings like a pregnant horse. I could do so
so much better than that. And with that, Maggie went on stage and pulled the plug, and the crowd went silent. What do you think you're doing?
Saving people from your horrible voice?
Give that back. Alice tried to snatch the plug from Maggie's hand, but Maggie pushed her. Then Alice got up and she pulled Maggie's hair, and the two of them got into a huge fight. Before I could butt in, Alice shoved Maggie and she tripped over something and ended up falling off the stage, unconscious. Alice and I took her to the hospital where the doctors told us she had a broken arm. Maggie got discharged the next day, but the doctors said that she needed to rest. Her parents requested if I could help her with her recovery since she was always happy around me. So I tried to drop in whenever I could, but every time I said I couldn't come over, she'd freak out or have a full-on panic attack, making me feel like I had to drop everything and go see her. Even Alice started noticing how stressed I was. Then one day, she told me about this great art exhibition in town, and I really wanted to see it. I told Maggie that I wasn't well, and surprisingly, she understood. Alice and I were having a great time, and the exhibition was out of this world. I've missed that smile, you know. Me too. Thanks for bringing me here. I don't remember the last time I felt so happy. Stick with me, and you'll always be happy. Alice brushed a strand of hair away from my face, and I felt my insides explode. She came closer, like she was about to kiss me, when suddenly someone screamed my name. I turned around to see Maggie staring at us furiously.
So that's why you couldn't come over, huh? Because you wanted some time away from your girlfriend? I thought you were sick, so I brought you chicken soup. But then I saw this dumb art fair invite, and I knew you tricked me. You didn't leave me a choice. I'm sick of babysitting you. I have my own life too, and it doesn't revolve around you. So it revolves around Alice? I've seen how you two look at each other, and it's not just friendship.
That's none of your business.
Stay out of this, you witch.
Enough. You can't talk to Alice like that.
So you'll take her side over mine?
With that, Maggie started crying like a banshee. She picked up expensive art pieces and started smashing them to the ground, one by one. I tried to stop her, but she ran around like a mad person before security finally caught up to her. The police were called, and Maggie and I were immediately taken in for questioning. Our parents were called, and it was a huge mess. Mom dropped me back off at my college, where Alice was already waiting for me. Are you okay? Look, Jules, you need to cut that girl loose. She's clearly obsessed with you. I don't know what's gotten into her. I mean, she's always been weird, but she's not a bad person. Then why did she spread that rumor about you in school? I had a friend who went to the same school as you and did some digging. They told me how she said something about you farting. Wait a minute, you asked around about me? Why? Because I wanted to know more about this stupid friend of yours. Then you should have asked me. Don't go sneaking around like that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. You should know better and stay away from someone so toxic. She's not wrong, Jules. Sometimes it's okay to let go in order to stay happy. As painful as my separation with your dad was, it ended up being a blessing because we're so much happier. Just be selfish for once and choose your own happiness.
Oh my God, you all need to stop telling me what to do. I'm not some kid, okay? I can make my own decisions and do my own thing too.
With that, I stormed off. I knew what Maggie did wasn't right, but I was so tired with everyone trying to make decisions for me. Maggie got out soon after, and she would send me gifts and bouquets to say how sorry she was, but I was done with her. Alice tried talking to me too, but soon after finals started and I got busy with my studies. I just needed some space from everyone. Then one day, I was buying groceries when I spotted Maggie in the line ahead of mine. She saw me too and immediately walked over. You've been avoiding me, but I don't blame you. I pushed your buttons too hard, and I deserve this. But I miss you, Jules. Maggie, you're a great person, but I think it's better if we don't stay in touch anymore. I'm finally happy in my space, and I want to keep it that way. I get it, but at least can we have coffee? One last time, for the sake of our friendship? I wanted to say no, but looking at Maggie's desperate face, I agreed. She led me to her car and started driving, but I noticed soon that we were not headed in the right direction. I asked her, and she told me that it was this new place a little outside the city. I felt uneasy and asked her to stop the car, but Maggie started speeding up. What the heck are you doing? You'll get us killed.
You said you were my bestie forever, and then you dumped me for that stupid Alice. I loved you, Jules, you know that? What? Yes, I loved you, but you told me you were into guys. That's why we couldn't be together.
I kept begging Maggie to slow down, but she just wouldn't listen. Panicked, I tried to take the wheel from her hand, but the car slid off the road and hit a tree. Within seconds, a crowd gathered around us and helped me and Maggie out. Thankfully, we weren't injured.
Jules, I'm so sorry. Are you hurt?
Get away from me, you freak! Don't you dare touch me! 15 minutes later, both our parents arrived. Maggie's parents apologized and begged me not to press charges. Even though I really wanted to, Mom took me home, and this time, I decided to cut Maggie off for good. I got a restraining order from the court, and after that day, I never saw Maggie again. I went to therapy and started feeling a lot better. A few days later, Alice asked me to meet. We sat on the hood of her car watching the sunset. So, I've been thinking about you, and I feel like we have a spark. No, it was just a firefly. Really? Such a pity. Yeah, I know. These sparks are getting out of hands lately. Maybe we can set them on fire? We grinned at each other, knowing exactly what was gonna happen next.
Ooh, girl.
What,
I just made
friend?
1,000 followers on TikTok. Okay.
Okay.
Boom. Guess who
Okay.
stepped in the
Hey.
room? It's your girl
Go,
Pam, and I'm
Pam.
going live
Go,
too.
Pam.
Girl, I'm finna get
I
ready
know
to get
that's
to this
right, girl.
bank.
Get to the money.
I can't
So
wait.
you gonna
We're
do the
gonna make
little
the
AI
money.
thing like the girlies be doing to get to the bag?
Do what now?
The AI thing, girl. You gonna do
Are
it?
you talking about when them girls be acting like, like the computer robot people?
Yeah, you gonna do
Yeah,
it?
girl, I can't even do all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to be Pam. I ain't
feel
even
you,
trying to
friend,
do all
but you know
that.
she made like $700.
Say what now?
She made $700
She made
in
what?
like an hour. Yes, friend. I was like $700 in an hour.
$700 in an
Girl,
hour.
Let me get my lighting together.
Y'all cut that TV down. Boom. Guess who stepped in the room? Ooh, a rose. It stank though.
Hell nah, girl. I thought you said it wasn't your thing, friend.
Mind your business.
Ouch. Did you bump your ring inside your belly button?
No. Ain't nobody got no belly button ring.
You got a earring inside your belly button. Cause I saw that when you got out the shower and you was going, cause I'm a genie in the bottle. And then I looked down inside your belly button and you got an earring inside your belly button cause I saw it. You got an earring inside your belly button. Mama, can I have an earring inside my belly button?
I know that ain't my dang on child in no two-piece. I know that ain't my child in no two-piece. Tisha, get your behind about this pool. And in a two-piece? Where you get one of those from? I don't even wear no dang on two-piece. Got yourself out here with your tits and butt all out. Get your butt about that water before I drown you in it. Come on. And cover up.
Lisa.
Trifle.
All three of, yeah, girl, I know they got the crap.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Miss Shonda.
What's wrong with you? Are you okay?
Some water. I'm just thirsty.
Shit me. Shit me, girl. You drunk as a skunk. You know she drunk, right?
No,
yeah,
I
we can
smell
smell
it.
the liquor coming all up through them poles, baby. You drunk as a skunk. You smell like one of them winos that be down there off of 95th and MLK.
So you're drinking now.
Ooh, child, she look like she about to get sick. You gotta get it up off your stomach. Girl, you better go in that bathroom. You don't need to be throwing up in here on your mama floor, cause shoot, you ain't gonna do nothing but make her mad. Look at your mama, she mad.
She mad, don't beat her. Let her go and get it up off her stomach first. Woo, yeah, girl, you smell just like a wine nose. She drunk. Yeah, she drunk. Talking about she got something, she ate something. Girl, you ain't ate, you drank.
My name is Principal Stewart, and I'm just going to get right to the point, okay? We had ourselves an assembly today, and Tisha here was not present during the assembly. Tisha, would you like to tell your mother where you were during the assembly? Oh, yes, please tell me. Okay, so she was under the bleachers with a male student.
Oh, a male student.
Yeah. Cortez a kiss.
Oh, okay.
Well, today, but it just wasn't a smooch, was it, Tisha? No? It was a little bit of a French kiss, yeah? Maybe some tongue action, a little too much tongue action, swapping spits, was inappropriate touching, yeah, on some groping, and
Excuse me, her name is Margot. Now Margot or Mango was Fargo. Yeah, someone said Wells Fargo. Like, her name is Margot.
You want to come over to my house? You want to come over to my house tomorrow after school and watch TV?
No.
Do you want to come over and play video games?
No.
Do you want to come over and have a jump rope contest?
I'm going back home to Chicago.
For good?
No, I wish. We're going for a funeral, one of my granddad's old friends. But I'm gonna get to see my best friend, Cairo.
Cairo is your best friend?
Yeah, but I haven't talked to him since I moved.
How can he be your best friend if you never talk to him? I don't think I have a best friend.
Sucks for you. Well, you'll never come back. Have a nice...
Hi, I'm Tanya, and I live in Manhattan. Before I jump into the juicy stuff, please like and subscribe. My twin sister Natasha and I were born to super rich parents. Dad was a successful businessman, and my mom was an ex-supermodel from France. And a little wacko in the head. Growing up, Mom told us all the amazing things about her country. Oh, chérie, it is a beautiful country. So many good places to go and huge gardens. I miss it. Mom made France sound like a paradise. And while I got attracted to its beauty, language, and culture, Natasha was fascinated by its fashion and style. I wanted to go there so badly that I practically begged my dad every year for a vacation. Not this year, princess. Maybe when my Natasha becomes a famous model, we'll all go to Paris Fashion Week.
Let me try.
Pull harder!
Guys, I hate to say it, but we might have to ask a grown-up for help.
MSA will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Hi everyone, my name is Katniss and I'm from New York. Please like and subscribe. I was born to a super rich single mom who was a successful businesswoman. She was a very hardworking lady, but loved me just as much. Come on, honey, I'll drop you off at school today. But ma'am, you have a very important business meeting. Then get the helicopter ready because there's no way I'm missing my girl's first day of school.
Oh, Mommy, I love you.
She was the best, but unlike her, I was kinda shy. Thanks to her dropping me off in a helicopter on my first day, though, I became super popular instantly. But things took a strange turn soon after. One time, I had to recite a poem in front of the entire class, and I was already nervous. But just then, a kid pointed at me and screamed.
Look at her face. She looks like a tomato about to burst.
And then, all the kids started pointing and laughing. I quickly ran to the washroom to check what was going on, and when I looked in the mirror, I freaked out.
Ah!
My face was really red. The teacher immediately called Mom and she took me to the doctor. I'm afraid she has flushing disease, which means every time your daughter is nervous or excited, her face will blush a lot.
No, why?
I felt really sad when the doctor said there was no permanent cure. Mom tried to cheer me up, but I wasn't feeling so good about myself. When we got home, I ran to the garden because I wanted to be alone. But there I saw Liam, a maid's kid, struggling to climb up a tree.
What are you doing here?
My ball got stuck on the tree and I can't get it back. I said I'd get it for him if he gave me a leg up, but as soon as I took the first step, my foot slipped and we both fell to the ground. Embarrassed, my face turned red, but instead of laughing at me, he said, "Wow, you can change colors like a superhero. You're awesome." And his words gave me so much confidence. After that day, Liam and I became really close. Since Mom was mostly busy, we spent all our time playing together. And he was really smart too. He helped me with my homework. And when Mom saw this, she enrolled him at my school too. But as we grew up, the kids at school always made fun of him for being a maid's son.
Oops, I spilled orange juice. Liam, why don't you go call your mom to clean it?
Well, since your mom's the Minister of Cleanliness and Sanitation, I'm sure she can do the job better.
You witch, how dare you?
She looked like her head was on fire, but I didn't care. No one was gonna say a thing to my best friend on my watch. But with time, my flushing disease started to bother me more. Liam would tell me not to pay so much attention to it, but he was a boy, what did he know? So I came up with a way that would help me control my blushing. Every time I'd see a guy I had a crush on, I'd imagine my grandmother in a funny costume and that would calm my excitement. One day, I was walking with Liam in the garden when Mom called me in, and I found her standing next to a really cute guy my age. Katniss, this is James, my friend's son. He's new here. Maybe later you can show him around the city. We started talking and he seemed like a nice guy. Liam's mom walked in just then with a tray of juice and glasses, and suddenly she tripped on the carpet. The glasses went flying straight at James, who leapt up from his seat. You stupid maid! Are you blind? Gosh, look what you've done. My dry cleaning's coming out of your salary. Just then, Liam walked into the room angrily. But before he could say anything, his mom signaled him to stop. She immediately apologized to James, and Mom told her to go. As James went away to change, I wish I'd said something, but I didn't want to make a bigger scene. And later, I took him out reluctantly to show him around the city. As we were walking down a street after dinner, he suddenly took my hand. Katniss, I